In the early 80s, the world was spinning to the tunes of Michael Jackson, gyrating to the moves of Flashdance, and marveling at the futuristic promise of the personal computer. It was a time of innovation, creativity, and radical change. Amidst this whirlwind of cultural evolution, a humble car dealer from Wisconsin, Jack Safro, who is not Jack Harlow's dad, would unknowingly spark a total revolution of the automotive world. This is the story of how one man changed the automotive landscape forever, with an idea that shaped the future of cars, hell, the future of automotive culture, that's still in full effect to this day. This is the truck that sparked the SUV craze and sounded the death knell for sedans across the globe, the Toyota 4Runner. We have to preface with this: Toyota didn't invent the SUV. Chevrolet, for instance, gave the world the first Suburban all the way back in the 1930s, followed by the Willys Jeep and the Land Rover Series 1.
Willys Motors, manufacturers of Jeep 4-wheel drive.
Willys. I'll let you Jeep guys fight it out down in the comments.
We had the Wagoneer, Bronco, the Blazer, and the Scout as early as 1963, but back then they weren't called SUVs. They were rough and tumble off-roaders designed to appeal to buyers who wanted a rugged, capable machine that blended the carrying capacity of a station wagon. Until the Wagoneer came along, they were all utility all the time. Drivability and creature comforts took a back seat, and none of them ever really set the world on fire. Fast forward back to the 80s, when the up-and-coming Japanese automakers were enjoying their time in the limelight by building quality, fuel-efficient, affordable cars.
Japanese imports were on top, and Toyota, wanting to take the biggest slice of the pie they could, had decided if they wanted to sell more cars to more Americans, they'd have to give us the type of vehicle we buy the most of: pickup trucks.
Toyota launched their first pickup, the Scout, in 1964, but it was quickly snuffed out by the Chevy C10 and Ford F100. Their next attempt at a pickup, the pickup, entered production in 1969, badged a Hilux. It was designed to compete with the smaller Datsun 620 and Ford Courier, but it never really got traction on US soil. At least, not until the 4th gen came around.
Somebody did it right.
Finally, Toyota had carved themselves a notch in the pickup truck totem pole.
And this is where Safro comes in. Jack Safro was a visionary Toyota dealer based in Wisconsin. This guy loved the brand. He'd been slinging Toyotas since 1967.
He saw families outgrow their sedans, craving something more spacious, versatile, and rugged. He was on the front lines, witnessing firsthand the shifting demands of American consumers. And he envisioned a vehicle that could tackle the untamed wilderness, yet cruise comfortably through the picketed fence suburbs of America. But how could this seemingly contradictory dream be realized? How could a vehicle be both tough and tender, wild yet refined? Safro knew he'd need the perfect partner to bring his vision to life. A company that had already captured the spirit of adventure and the essence of the open road: Winnebago.
The Winnebago concepts and engineering departments have developed a multifunctional bathroom. Privacy, I don't know what the I'm reading.
He'd done the market research and laid the groundwork to take the idea to Toyota, who, to his surprise, were immediately on board. And so the stage was set for a groundbreaking collaboration. Toyota with its reliable, hardy trucks, and Winnebago with its expertise in crafting spacious, adventure-ready vehicles would join forces to create a new breed of off-roader.
The concept was simple: take the dependable Toyota Hilux pickup and modify it to offer the comfort and utility of what we know today as an SUV.
Winnebago engineers began to work on a unique fiberglass shell that could be fitted to the bed of the Hilux, transforming the already excellent little truck into a first-of-its-kind SUV. Enter the Trekker. During its production from 1981 to 1983, the Trekker was manufactured in limited numbers. However, it was well received by consumers and industry experts alike, who praised its unique combination of utility, comfort, and off-road prowess. The Trekker experiment gave Toyota insight into the needs and preferences of SUV buyers. It wasn't perfect, but it was the ideal testbed for what Toyota had started cooking up behind the scenes. The aftermath of the oil crisis had forced manufacturers to rethink their approach to vehicle design. Fuel efficiency was a top priority, and consumers were seeking cars that offered both utility and economy. The SUV market was ripe for a new contender. Traditional American SUVs like the Ford Bronco and Chevrolet Blazer were well known, but they were also large, heavy, extremely thirsty, and they rode like tractors. With the scars of the oil crisis still fresh, there was a growing demand for a more fuel-efficient and versatile SUV, and the Trekker had demonstrated the potential. But Toyota recognized that to fully capitalize on the opportunity, they needed to develop their own in-house SUV, one that could be mass-produced and distributed worldwide. In 1984, the first-generation Toyota 4Runner made its debut. Drawing upon success of the Trekker and the lessons learned from its collaborations with Winnebago, Toyota had crafted a vehicle that combined the ruggedness of a pickup truck with the comfort and practicality of a wagon. The first-gen 4Runner was still based on a Hilux, but with a few key modifications. Instead of a traditional truck bed, the 4Runner featured a removable fiberglass shell that enclosed a roomy, versatile interior. It was equipped with a folding rear bench seat, offering ample seating for passengers or the ability to create a large, flat cargo area. And instead of a rear door, it had rear glass that could be rolled down to give you access to a truck-style tailgate. Under the hood, the 4Runner was powered by a fuel-efficient and dead reliable 4-cylinder engine. In 1985, Toyota rolled out optional electronic fuel injection. And in '86, they dropped the solid front axle in favor of high-track independent front suspension, improving its on-road performance while retaining its off-road chops.
And you could say, with its 116 horsepower and better driving dynamics, it was even sort of sporty.
No coincidence then that 1986 would be the first time we heard the term SUV. Then in 1987, Toyota leaned harder into the S part of SUV by adding 2 more engine options. You could add a factory turbocharger to your 22R, or you could opt for a V6. The first generation 4Runner was to the SUV market what Indiana Jones was to archaeology. A daring, adventurous trailblazer that captivated the hearts and minds of its audience. Its unique blend of attributes resonated with consumers who embraced the 4Runner as a fresh alternative to traditional fuel-hungry off-roaders. The second generation 4Runner arrived in 1989 with a more refined design, increased interior space, and enhanced on-road comfort. The removable fiberglass shell was replaced with a fixed roof, providing better insulation and security. A new V6 engine was introduced, offering improved performance and towing capabilities, while the 4-cylinder option remained for those seeking maximum fuel efficiency. The second generation truck cemented the 4Runner as an automotive icon. With a 4Runner, you could go anywhere, do anything, and never worry about it leaving you dead. It spurred on a loyalty unseen in nearly any other 4-wheeled machine to this day, barring the Jeep Wrangler. The third generation marked a significant departure from its predecessors, adopting a more sophisticated and modern design. It grew in size too, serving up more interior space and even better on-road handling. A new coil spring rear suspension replaced the leaf spring setup. It got optional safety features such as ABS and later vehicle stability control. And for the first time, an electronic rear differential lock. The third gen 4Runner continued to balance off-road capability with everyday comfort and practicality, further solidifying its position in the SUV market. For the fourth gen, Toyota took the SUV's evolution a step further. It was more refined and placed a greater emphasis on safety and technology. An available V8 engine provided increased performance, while the base V6 got even more powerful. Advanced safety features such as traction control, electronic brake force distribution, and brake assist were now standard equipment, and besides a few of them reportedly having premature head gasket failure, it was the best 4Runner to date. The fourth generation 4Runner continued to excel in off-road performance, and its combination of capability, comfort, and safety features attracted an even larger following amongst SUV enthusiasts. The fifth generation 4Runner, introduced in 2010, continues the legacy as the go-to SUV that boasts a bold, aggressive design and maintains the body-on-frame construction that has defined it since the beginning. This time around, the V8 engine was dropped, replaced with a more powerful and efficient V6 as standard. And Toyota refocused off-road performance with the TRD Pro trim level, featuring a bunch of equipment and suspension upgrades. The fifth generation 4Runner has remained true to its roots, and is the most capable, nicest driving version yet. It's been on sale for 13 years without a major change, but we have it on good authority that the wait for the 6th gen will have been worth it. The Toyota 4Runner, born from the passion of a Wisconsin car dealer and the ingenuity of Winnebago, changed the world of SUVs forever. It forged a path for the segment, proving that utility, comfort, and off-road capability could coexist in one vehicle. Its success helped pave the way for the modern-day boom in SUV and crossover sales. It set the benchmark for the segment and inspired other manufacturers to develop their own vehicles in the same vein. Today, the SUV market is one of the most competitive and diverse segments in the industry, and the 4Runner's pioneering role in shaping the market cannot be understated.
And that's before we even touch on what it's done culturally. It's in part responsible for the entire overland movement, and it helped make off-roaders socially acceptable, if you care about that sort of thing. The perfect blend of one car to do it all, that holds its value better than almost anything else on four wheels. They're not fast, but they're still big fun, and that makes it pretty ideal. There we have it on all things 4Runner, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Go check out some of the other stories about other cars right over here. My name's Trav, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.